Mark, how are you today?
Good, John. Good to see you. Hope congratulations on reaching the Little League playoffs. I'm sorry it wasn't the kind of result we wanted, but just getting there I think was amazing.
Oh yeah, it was a great fun. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It was a lot of fun for the kids, something I'm sure they'll remember for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely.
So how are things with you after my mouthful trying to get our intro going? Things well with you?
Everything's going well. It's been a great summer, but one subject I thought I'd talk about it as the summer winds down, it seems to be getting a lot worse, is the commute to work. And I thought we'd talk about that today because we've seen how it's affected a lot of employment decisions lately, and it constantly is affecting life in the workplace. And I thought it was important for our entrepreneurs, business owners, to hear about these issues, as well as people when they're considering opportunities, what they should look for in an employer, including the commute.
Absolutely, something that people probably don't necessarily take into consideration, and I think something that, it's funny, I've talked with a number of people this summer that the commute never seemed to really slow down this summer. Most summers in the Boston area tend to get a little quieter. This year wasn't as quiet.
Correct. I think there were a few factors this year. Number one, the economy, knock on wood, continues to get better. And number two, you have a lot of construction down at the seaport. And that area is getting better and better economically, but harder and harder traffic-wise.
Yeah, and I think to your point, and just to sort of put a context on it, I've been involved with a number of executives in terms of hiring decisions, and you look at a company finds a great candidate and they think, wow, this is great, the person's a great fit, and the candidate's been out of work and the candidate thinks, wow, this is a great fit, and then you factor in this issue of they live 60 miles away from work, and you say, what happens when it snows for 3 days in the winter?
Correct.
And sort of they look at you like, well, no, it won't be an issue, and then sure enough, 6 months later, you talk with them and how things going. Well, they missed work, 3 days last week, and they didn't come in this week, and now they want flex time, and et cetera. So, sort of a reality of today's workplace.
Correct. And I think to an employer, you really have to look where the person lives. Do they plan on, as part of the process, and these are legal questions to ask, do they plan on moving closer to the office, to the place of work? How have they dealt with commutes like this in the past? Maybe the person does have an hour commute, but they've done that all their lives, and they leave at 5 in the morning, and they don't mind it. But there are other people that say, "Boy, I'm gonna get a job in Boston because it's paying, $5,000 to $8,000 more, and but I'm gonna live in the suburbs where it's cheaper to live." And then they don't factor in, it might be cheaper to live, but what are the transportation costs, and what do you need to do to get there on time? And